So in this video, I'm going to share with you a useful idea that helped a client of mine to stop worrying completely about the future. And he let go of the fear of uncertainty just by showing him this simple concept. If you're a busy professional or you're feeling stressed and you're thinking about the future a lot, future events and planning goals and deadlines and thinking when I get there, then I can be happy. But then you've got all of this uncertainty. And if you're the type of person that just worries about the future or worries about uncertainty and has that fear, as soon as you mention the unknown, you get really uncomfortable, then keep watching this video and learn how to find peace in all of this. And to find peace and be able to change how you feel about uncertainty in these uncertain times. So this is a concept that I shared with a client of mine about 11 years ago. And I bumped into him recently in the shop. And he told me that this simple concept that you showed me 11 years ago completely stopped him from worrying about the future. I met him in B&Q, or not B&Q, IKEA. And he said, that concept you showed me, he had a whiteboard. He had a shopping trolley and he had a big whiteboard in the shopping trolley. And he was saying, I'm always sketching things out, because I actually showed him this on a whiteboard at the particular time that we worked together. And as I was explaining that concept to him at that time, he said to me, this is making so much sense to me. It's just like all his fear of uncertainty just collapsed. He was like, this makes so much sense. Do you mind if I actually video this of you explaining it while you're writing it out on the whiteboard? And I said, of course you can. So as we were talking about this and about how you recorded the concept on his phone and how it changed his life for the better, and he no longer worries or anticipates anything, he took out his phone and he showed me the video of myself 11 years ago sketching this out on a whiteboard in my office, which was brilliant to watch. And I'd forgotten about the way I explained it at that time. And he told me that he had shown this also to a few friends and family over the years, and it helped them as well. So I'm going to share this with you. It's just a concept. I'm going to show you some slides, some kind of rough sketches of how this is perceived by a person, how uncertainty is perceived, and how they mistake that they need more certainty in their life. And we're going to try and keep it as simple as possible and not go too much off track. And I can cover this in so many different ways and explain it more in detail if people are interested in me doing a little bit more in depth on this thing, because it does really help you to let go of the need to know. So I'm going to explain as simple as possible, and without doing it too simple that you miss out on the key points. And then we're going to kind of sum it up at the end of how you can apply this in a simple way to your life. And it's about letting go of the fear of not knowing and the fear of uncertainty. So let's get into it. And I'm going to show you some slides here. And this is basically how he operated, which is how most people operate. They plan things and they see it as more like a straight line. I'm going into the future and I've got all these plans, and we put things on the timeline and we hope that they work out that way. And that's not really a great way to plan, because that's not the way life works. Life is more like the weather. It's more like, just let me knock this camera off here so you can see the whole thing. It's more like the weather. It's unpredictable and it can change at any time. And if you plan, especially in Ireland, if you plan your week or your life around the weather, you're going to be kind of let down. Even though the weatherman, what you see on the Weather Channel, usually bears no resemblance to what's happening outside, because there's this thing called uncertainty. And people think life is like this, and that's the way they plan their life. And they put goals out here and they say, I'll be happy when. So there's all sorts of ways of talking about how this complicates people's lives and makes their life a struggle. I'm not going to get into it too much. I want to keep this as simple as possible so that you can walk away from here with a gist of how this works and how you can apply it to your life. Now, when I drew this out on the whiteboard, it wasn't as tidy as this. This is a quite simple concept, and I tried to keep it as simple as possible without losing any of the value out of it. So here we go. Now, people think life's like this, but in fact, as you know, it's more like this. And if you look at where you are here, and let's say that this is you and out here is the future, and you're planning something to go like this, like a straight line. If you do that, then you're not allowing for all of these other possibilities, because life really goes like this. And my job is to get people to be able to, um when these twists and turns come up, to be able to let them go. First of all, to not expect them to be one way or another, and that takes away the anticipation and the fear. And also that if something does come up here that you weren't expecting, so you're expecting it to go like this, and then you go, I wasn't expecting this to happen. And then you get stressed out because you hadn't planned for it and you didn't allow for it. And if there's a God, God is probably looking down and going, look at these idiots planning all this certainty when I created all of this uncertainty. And they're not allowing for all of these possibilities to happen along the way. They think it's going to go like this and they keep getting let down. No wonder they're stressed. So I kind of trained people's minds to, when a challenge like this comes up, let's say this is something that went off track or something that happened that was challenging and you weren't expecting it, I show people how to feel bad and then let it go and continue on and allow for this, you know? So this video, in a video, I'm going to try to help people that like can't work with me to apply this to their life, just like that guy did when he was talking to his friends and his family. And he was like, I've watched this video, and they're like, oh my God, that makes so much sense. So hopefully that you can get something out of this that you can apply to your life, where you can just come to peace with all of this. So people think life is like this, when really it's like this. And if you allow for this, you reduce your level of stress immensely. So people want certainty, and they come into me and they say, like this guy said, I'm just looking, I'm looking for like certainty. Can you tell me everything's going to be okay? And I'm like, I could, but it's not really going to help you because I don't know if it is or not. You know, what happens if something happens during the week and you weren't expecting it and I told you everything was going to be okay? I don't know. But what I can tell you is, I can tell you that I can help you to not plan things to go wrong, but plan more like a direction of where you're going, so that you're going in a particular direction. And if anything happens along the way, you can kind of be like, I wasn't expecting it, not this, so I'm not let down. I can get you to be that person that is able to change how you feel despite the circumstances and thrive through uncertainty and allow for it, so that if something does happen, you can still feel bad, but for how long, that's up to me now. I have to show you how to not feel bad for as long, so you can let it go and continue on your journey, you know? So this is what people expect it to be like, and this is what it's really like. So people want certainty, and they're living in this box that they want to live in, and they want me to create more certainty. So sometimes when you start to create more certainty in your life, what you're doing is you're building yourself into this little prison, and there's nothing new in there. There's no novelty and adventure, and your mind doesn't like certainty. Your brain likes novelty. It likes uncertainty. It likes endorphins don't hang out in certainty, because certainty becomes boring after a while. It's like you're living on this island and it's great for a while, but after a while it's like, I feel unfulfilled. I think I'll go to a therapist and some counseling, and I'll get them to help me create more certainty in my life and tell me everything's going to be okay, and to plan and organize things more. And the more you create certainty in your life, the more you rule out any change that's possible, any new and different, and your brain starts to go dormant and it gets depressed because you're not including any more novelty in your life. Because if you think of uncertainty and you change the word uncertainty to possibility, it feels different, because in all of this uncertainty lives possibility. You can't have possibility without uncertainty, because everything that you know in certainty is familiar, and what you don't know is in uncertainty. So certainty is great for a while, but in order to get rid of uncertainty, you have to get rid of possibility. And if you think of somebody that's stuck inside certainty and outside of where they are, this is familiar, but after a while, I'm telling you, it'll drive you crazy and you'll get depressed. Outside of this certainty is possibility, but this person is afraid of uncertainty, because when you're in school and you're growing up, you are told to plan your day, and when you plan how things are going to go and you feel like you're doing something and you're planning certainty, you get rewarded for knowing things. And what happens when you don't know something in school? You get punished for not knowing something. So then the unknown starts to become really uncomfortable. And people think that if I plan, obviously that's going to make me feel better. If I plan things and they work out the way they're going to work out, I'll feel better. But really, what my job is to do is to introduce a little bit more uncertainty into people's lives, to inject a little bit more uncertainty into their life. And uncertainty is also new and different, because new and different lives in uncertainty. Possibility only exists in what you don't know. And I'm getting to a simple point here, so just bear with me and just go with me for this. It might seem a little bit confusing at the beginning, but in order to have possibility and new and different, you have to let go of certainty. You have to step outside of this and into this in order to get something new and different. And out here is what you don't know. But people are afraid of what they don't know. They're coming to me and they're going, I need to know. Can you tell me everything's going to be okay? Can we make plans? Can we organize goals? And I'm like, yeah, we can still do that stuff. We're not ruling it out. But what we have to do is stop trying to get rid of uncertainty, because that's where possibility lives. That's where adventure lives. And not only that, that's where novelty lives. People have no more novelty in their life because they've created so much structure and so much certainty in their life that they know exactly what they're going to be doing every day. And they repeat every yesterday, today. And after a while, that becomes unfulfilling because you have no possibility in your life, no adventure. And you've let go of the ability to enjoy the suspense of not knowing, like a child on Christmas morning. Kids don't think about uncertainty. They think about possibility and adventure and new and different. But after a while, if you start practicing certainty and you get comfortable in there, you have to rule out all of this possibility. So what I'm saying is, can we, keep uncertainty, but create a little bit of certainty inside of it, but allow for all of uncertainty to be there and just come to peace with it. And the people that don't worry about stuff and people that are not stressed, they are aware that they're swimming in an ocean of uncertainty, but they know that inside of that ocean also lives novelty, possibility, adventure, new and different, and enlightenment. That's what lives in uncertainty. Enlightenment. Just think about it. If you have certainty in your life, you get no enlightenment there. If you've got certainty and structure, and I'm not ruling out certainty either, we still have to create a little bit of uncertainty, but my approach seems to work much better, and people still get their goals done and they get their deadlines finished, but they get them finished in a much better way, because if you're feeling better now and you're not feeling anxious, what you get out the other end is going to be much better. So if you're feeling good now, what you're going to get out the other end is going to be much better. If you're feeling stressed and anxious and fearful, that's not the best place to make decisions, and that's not the best place to do a job, because what you get out the other end is going to be different than what you get out of the other end if you're feeling like enlightened and you're looking forward to the possibility of the things that you haven't achieved yet. And in all of that uncertainty is the possibility that your life could change in a really good way, that you could do something totally new and have an adventure that you probably didn't have before. That's possible. But in order to have that, you have to come to peace with uncertainty. And that's what I'm here to show you, is that if you allow for uncertainty, and you don't have to remember this is specifically what I'm saying, it's just like that day that I worked with that guy, I could see it in his face. He was like, oh, I don't have to fight this anymore, because all of that stuff, Paul, I really want all of that. And I can't have all of that if you give me certainty. And I'm like, well, if I give you complete certainty, that's going to be a problem. So what I'm here to do is to let you have some certainty, but know that on the outside of that is possibility, enlightenment, novelty, new and different. And I'm here to inject a little bit more uncertainty into your life. And that's what makes your problems unstable, is not being sure if they're problems or not. So uncertainty can make your problems not certain. So you can't be certain about your problems. And if you look at it like this, and we break it down and we keep it simple, okay? This is reality. You're heading into the future and you're going that way. You're going that way. You're here and you're going that way. I don't know what's going to happen here. I have no idea, but I know that possibility lives in here, and I have so much on my side to help you to change how you feel, because I include all of the possibility and adventure and the new and different and the things that you don't know. The things that you don't know can help. People think they need to know, but what you don't know could help you feel better. And if you're here, there could be something out here that you don't know that could possibly help you to feel better, but you're looking for certainty, you know? And my job is to get you to come to peace with uncertainty, because in order to get rid of uncertainty, are you willing to let go of possibility? And are you willing to let go of adventure? And are you willing to let go of new and different? Because new and different lives on uncertainty. And most people have a problem. They'll go, oh, I need to know. I'm just worried about, I don't know what's going to happen next. And I'm like, that's great. Because if you ask a kid on Christmas morning, how do you feel about not knowing what's happening tomorrow? They're kind of excited, and they have the same feelings. They got butterflies in their stomach, their mind's racing, they can't sleep, but they're thinking about the adventure, the possibility that lives in that uncertainty, that people are going, oh my God, something bad could happen. And I'm like, yeah, it could, but it's possible that something good could happen. And it's possible while you're waiting, you could go on an adventure and find something new and different and have a little bit of novelty in your life and a little bit of enlightenment, because true enlightenment only lives in what you don't know. So are you willing to let go of all of this? Because all of this lives in this. All of this uncertainty lives here. All of this possibility, adventure, new and different, novelty, and enlightenment cannot exist because it lives in uncertainty. So, would you be willing to let go of all of this? And just answer that to yourself now. And I'm not telling you to like, oh, but I still, need to know. And I'm not trying to fix anything here. All I'm just trying to do is take the pressure off. It's releasing the pressure valve and letting some of the pressure out. And getting you to go, okay, I can't get rid of uncertainty. In fact, I don't really want to get rid of it, because all of this exists only in uncertainty. So from this video, all I really want you to get is that when this guy wakes up in the morning, what he's seeing is that, yeah, this is here. This exists. What about uncertainty? Do you know what's going to happen? He's like, haven't got a clue. And this is the way he was talking to me. I said, so do you know what's going to happen? He's like, and the next he's like, I haven't got a fucking clue. I haven't got a clue. And he was smiling while he was saying, I haven't got a clue. I don't know. And we started laughing about it, And every time I would talk to him, he'd say, I haven't got a fucking clue. And he was laughing. Whereas if you look at other people, they're kind of stressed when they say they haven't got a clue. They don't know. They think they need to know, and they think life should be a straight line, and they think they need certainty, but what they really need is uncertainty. So from this video, all I want you to do, if you can, is check in on this video every now and again and change the word uncertainty to possibility. Because true new possibility only lives in uncertainty. And I done this with a school years ago, an all-girls school, where they had a massive fear of the unknown. And all I said to them was, at the end of the talk I did with them, I said, I want you from now on to change the word uncertainty to possibility. And I said, do you want to get rid of possibility? And they were like, no, we want to keep it. I said, would you be comfortable having enough uncertainty in your life to have possibility? And they're like, yes. So change the word uncertainty to possibility and notice what happened. And when I went back a few weeks later, that had completely changed all the students in ways that you couldn't even imagine, because they'd let go of the fear of the unknown, and they were willing to not know long enough to learn something new. The wisdom of not knowing. So I hope you get something from this video. I can make this video and explain it in so many different ways, but it still comes back to the same thing. Just change the word uncertainty to possibility and notice what happens. Thank you for watching. These videos are designed to help you to feel better and have more peace in your life and quieten your mind down and go back to the simple way of thinking. If you got value from this video, then click like, share, and subscribe. And if you need a little bit of personal help, just go onto my website and just read through my website and get a sense if we are a good fit and you want to work with me. I specialize in a particular area, helping people that are struggling with loss of purpose and loss of direction when they're in business, whether you're an employee or a CEO or a manager. I help people to resolve that work-life balance where you're not really living, you're only existing, and you're just trying to get through the week. If that sounds like you, have a read through my website, click on the links in the descriptions, and request a discovery call with me, and I will get back to you and we can have a chat and just see if we're a good fit. So thank you for watching. I'm Paul Campbell, and I'll see you in the next one.